Hello, and welcome back to Trails of Cold Steel 2, Part 42. We finished up in Celdic last time, so now it's time to go out onto the highway and return to the ship, I think? And just sort of see what happens, because it will be the start of Part 2 of Act 2. Anyway, let's get going. There's still some time before we have to leave. Blah 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 blah. It's always the same. Returning to the Courageous will cause me to advance, as always.
Leaving so soon?
Blah blah? No, it's the teacher with swirly glasses, Thomas.
You're...
There's still a real chance he's a villain.
I see you remember me after all. That's quite the honor, Reen Schwarzer.
Just who in the world are you? I'm aware how you've been supporting both us and Major Nightheart from the shadows.
Exactly once each, for all we know.
But you're a little too suspicious for your own good. Why do you know my name? What
What are you trying to accomplish?
There's no need to be hasty, but the time has finally come for me to reveal my true identity to you.
I'm still thinking they're a villain, right?
Ta-da!
Like, it's... They already revealed this is who it was earlier. So, not to Reen, of course, but like, it's not a big reveal to the players if they played the game before this. So it's just kind of... Why?
'Tis I, Thomas, your favorite instructor!
He's still a villain.
What? It's certainly been a while since you've enjoyed the bliss of one of my enthralling lessons, hasn't it? I trust you've been doing well.
Why are you, of all people, here? Wait, no. The better question is, why were you in disguise in the first place?
An excellent question, and fortunately, one with a simple answer as well. You see, I simply wanted to avoid any trouble that might arise if anyone were to place me as one of Thor's instructors. I must be a master of disguise, because it works so well that no one ever suspected me.
This voice is so grating. It's intentionally an annoying character,
I think I
but...
need a minute to process all of this. So you're the one who helped us back at the Twin Dragons Bridge?
Indeed, 'twas I. My goal was to aid you as covertly as I could manage, but there's no need to lurk in the shadows any longer. I pledge my support, my life, my love. From now on, you can sleep easier at night knowing I'll be right there.
Isn't this all a bit sudden? Oh, I suppose it will be helpful to have another instructor on board.
Like, after gladly welcoming their new allies, plural? I guess, no, who's plural? Who else? I guess Becky? Reen and the rest of Class 7 took flight once again to assess the situation in Eastern Arabonia.
Wow, that must have been tough. I'm so proud of you, Reen.
Touring Arabonia 2. I can't voice this, though. Oh my, this ship is simply spectacular. There's something to captivate the eye at every turn. I've been dying to board the Courageous for quite some time, so being here now is a dream come true. Oh, right. And all my dreams were dashed the second I learned that suspicious man turned out to be Instructor Thomas. I know how you feel. So much for a super cool action hero. I don't know. He's always come across a bit of an airhead to me. Maybe there's more to him than I thought. Instructor, what exactly made you leave Trista? Actually, it was Principal Van Dyke. He wanted me to look out for all the students who had fled the academy. Make sure they're all right. Covertly lend them a hand if they were in a pickle. That sort of thing. Really? You know, it was through the principal that George and I were able to reunite with everyone, too. The more time goes on, the more people we realize have been looking out for us. Yeah, it's almost like you guys aren't actually that special. I mean, they are because Reen's a magical god, but... like... tell me about it. We have so much to be thankful for. Hehe. Make sure you never forget that. Regardless, now we've taken care of things at the Twin Dragons Bridge. I propose we resume traveling around and gathering information. No, what else were we going to do? Works for me. And thanks to our operation being a complete success, we should be able to land at Celdic and the bridge too. So like Issa said, let's get back to gathering information and helping out those in need. You got any more requests for us to knock out? Yep, Prince Oliver sent along some more, so feel free to take a look. I'll make a mech out of you. Ba 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 ba. So, are we gonna fight tanks? Or are we gonna be fighting soldats that they took control of? Creeping for creeps? This is in Ymir? Yes. Yep, they were talking about people being on roofs and stuff, or hearing sounds on roofs last time we were there. Terrible news, Reen. A malevolent worm has swallowed Toa whole. Basically, there's a... oh, not abyss worms. Please don't be the classic enemy that there's 6 of them. If you hit all 6, you lose because each of them does an all AoE attack for like 3k damage. Please don't be that enemy type. Please be a slight variant or only have like 2 of them at a time. Whoa, we've got all kinds of different ones this time. Certainly wasn't expecting to see one from Major Nightheart. Especially one involving Valimar. I wonder what he wants. I'm sure he'll elaborate once we're there. If we can take care of that and the extermination request, we should be okay. These all look like so much fun. Can I come this time? Can I? You do know this isn't a game, right? Haha, well, it's not like she can't hold her own in a fight. Why not? Anyway, let's get started. It is temporarily not possible to remove Millium. Okay. Emma. Fee. Eustace. Not him. I guess I bring Laura? Because she's the best user of that, but I need one of these 2. The issue is Millium is worthless. I don't want to bring Millium with me. I need one of them, I can't bring Laura. Or I could... no, I need... Eustace's buffs are too important. Let's get rid of Fee, I guess. And bring her. Sure. Actually, wait. Quests are on the east, so I should probably bring him because his father will be in the Gorelia Fortress area. I can change it if I need to. You can now stop by Becky's trade shop. Goods can be exchanged. Previous chapters' missed items are occasionally available. So yeah, if you miss recipes, I guess. Let's want to check quests real quick. Mech is, yeah, Gorelia, and Ymir. So yeah, it's probably better to bring Elliot than Alyssa for now. The Rhinefords are going to be relevant soon. They might be the next main plot point even. Now that the 4th Armored Division has a new base at the Twin Dragons Bridge, it should be easier to coordinate with them. I know we're trying to intervene as little as possible in the war, but it can't hurt to know they've got your back. Yeah, intervene as little as possible. Take back an entire town. I will skim the nobody conversations. Huh. You've really gotten the hang of this observing thing. Teehee, I know, right? I don't know what it is. Some stuff just comes naturally to me, like pulling pranks. And pulling pranks. Give me a few more days, and I'll have the scoop on all kinds of naughty escapades happening on the surface. The Courageous wasn't designed to help you peep, you know. Vivi's actually a pretty good choice for an observer because she's a creep. She's still clearly pretending to be so cheerful. Better than skulking around everywhere, maybe. Did she have anything else to say? Just you wait. Details on every naughty secret. Nothing new. Okay. I'm just trying to check. Anything to say? Rescuing Fiona is its own reward. But I also feel as though it helped give me a much needed confidence boost. That everyone else is competent. We made a real contribution to the war this time. It feels like we'll actually have an impact on the fate of the nation. Okay. We made a real contribution to the war this time. Made a real contribution to the war this time. I know we're trying to intervene as little as possible in the war. Maintain consistency, please. Sure, he's a meaningless character that doesn't matter, but like, what he's saying should match up with what Toa's saying, so. We're trying to, not behave as if we're allied despite the fact that we clearly are allied. Try to avoid that as much as possible. Why would she have this? What? Hey, Reno? Reno. Welcome to the ranged combat training room. So this is where they assigned you, huh? You got it. I've got a thing or two that I think might be helpful for you. And they gave me the perfect place to use them. Recognize this? Hey, a combat shell. Except it's green. I snuck a few of them out of the academy with me. I bet you they'll be a great way for your class to train up for whatever you guys and gals end up against. I could see that. I've set them up for ranged combat. They'll be perfect for putting your orbital guns, bows, and staffs to the test against. I'll be here whenever I can, so if you ever want to do some training, just give me a shout. Thanks. We'll have to take you up on that. In this room, you can choose 4 of your allies to practice their ranged combat skills. Only characters that can attack from far may be used. Defeat them, you get special rewards. I don't know if I need to do this right now. It doesn't look... like, it's probably something that scales up. So I could do it later and it wouldn't be an issue. But I'll just see what's up real quick. Since this war broke out, I haven't had any time to practice anything on my own. My archery is still sharp for obvious reasons, but my lacrosse skills that don't matter have gone down the drain. I can't wait to get back to the academy and start playing again. Our club was great for that, for playing the sport of lacrosse. We'd all compete with and encourage each other to get better instead of focusing on ourselves. That's why I want to take back Thor's as soon as possible. I want my life to be like that again. Now you're talking, Alyssa. But if you want to do that, you're going to need a whole lot more practice, so you better keep it up. Right. Okay, whatever, I don't really care. So what does this do? Like, what does it do? Okay. 1, 2, I guess easy choice, huh? So is it going to be, it is actual combat. Win without using arts.
Oh, I can do this. Of course.
Which means that I can't use arts.
My turn. Beginning mission.
Okay. Are you okay?
Wow, she just died so quickly.
Thanks.
Thanks. Right. Analyzing enemy attack patterns.
My turn. Got it. Oh, now's our chance. Time. Here I go.
I mean, this is kind of boring.
Right. Okay.
Because it's just,
Now.
Right.
you don't have options.
Analyzing.
I'll handle it.
You just sort of attack it as best you can.
Now. Here I go.
And like, half of the, well actually, I would even say Alyssa is also not a craft art attacker. Like 3 of these people are all about arts. Actually, I don't need that down. I'd rather have this.
Right. Now's our
Okay.
Do
My
I just spam attack
Here
for a
I
little
go.
bit? Why is Serene Blessing? Ah, single target, yeah. I forgot, because I don't use it ever.
Here's our chance. Too slow.
Right.
Guess Nocturne Bell?
Right.
There's
Now.
not a lot to say. It's just kind of incredibly.
Now.
I should have used the burst. What am I doing?
Okay.
Wow,
Is everybody okay?
that's really boring. And it's 2U material? I'm not doing level 2 right now. That's boring. And just for 2U material, it's gonna get better, but like 2U material is worthless. And I mean, the arts restriction makes sense because you're range training, not arts training, but I'm relieved we were able to put an end to my father's foolishness for now. However, I'm also relieved that there were many in the provincial army who felt the pangs of guilt at having to obey his orders. Well, the provincial armies are all about pride and elegance, yeah, as if. Or at least that's what they like to think they're about. No matter how you dress it up, taking hostages demonstrates neither of those things, and I think they realize that. It's difficult to believe my father was so foolhardy as to not. He seems to be growing impatient, and that impatience is only growing more pronounced by the day. I can't help but wonder what my brother thinks of his behavior. Well, no point getting too worked up over it. If he does something stupid again, we'll just have to mess it up for him like we did this time. Well, she's right about that. If someone's planning something that we need to step in to stop, that's exactly what we'll do. That's what we have the credits for. None of this is new. It's just repeatedly discussing the same optimistic nothing. Wow, shop boy. Sorry, but I just don't really think he's important enough to read his dialogue. Logical shaft? How many battle scopes do I have? 22, that's enough. And that won't be filled in for a while, probably. Becky. Hey, wasn't too sure what to expect when setting up shop here, but it's actually no bad. It might even be better than the stalls at the Grand Market. I'm pretty sure these facilities are state-of-the-art by any standard. She must really like those stalls. So, what are you planning on selling here anyway? Chests, it looks like. Heh, I've got a bunch of rare stuff I grabbed from the Grand Market. I need to learn a thing or two about dealing in the market, though. So we'll be exchanging items instead of using Mira. Taking a page out of Mick's book. He said something about a pawn shop, when this is fundamentally not how pawn shops work. Like, pawn shops are... You give up an item as collateral for money, I'm pretty sure. And then if you don't pay back the money, the items can then be sold based as a, like, relative... Like, the intent is the item has similar value to the money you pay back. A pawn shop isn't all about bartering. I don't know if there's anything... Do I already have MP2? Yes, I do. Cast 2 might be worth getting if I couldn't buy it directly. Any set effects. Part of a set. Which I guess I need the Fighter, the Warrior, and the Gladiator. Maybe I need 2 of those. Ooh, that'd be bad. Animal Watch needs a Puppy Watch. If the set is just to get the Arc Tyrant and the Animal Watch, then I'm fine with missing some. Evergreen. Evergreen is a classic for the last few games. Don't I have I have a green pendulum that can get me a green emblem that can get me this. Which is totally worth it. Because it's just a straight upgrade. And all it costs is 30 U material total. That's kind of fun. If I have a lot of U material, I can get all the really good ones, like Still Blue. Still Blue is only 100 arts. That's so mediocre compared to what it used to be. I need the green emblem. Evergreen. And then I can equip that on someone that won't be able to use it because I'm not using her in combat right now. She doesn't need it anyway, so I'll equip it on... Green? No. Him? No. Her. Sure. The accuracy will actually be really nice. These games have had a lot of missing, where previous games missing was a lot less of an issue. Yes. Yes, because this is the place to play music. I can still hardly believe we were able to rescue Fiona. With the Imperial Army in the state it's in, there's no guarantee of her safety, but her chances seem way better now than when she was actively a hostage, yes. Hopefully with my worries off my mind, I can be even more helpful to you all. That's always good to hear. Except, you're not going to be more helpful than you were before you learned about the sister being kidnapped. And you didn't know she was kidnapped for more than like a day? Maybe 2, I don't remember, but it's just pretty silly. I wasn't expecting to find you here, Your Highness. Lean and I were just having a nice little chat, you know, girl talk. I mean, we've grown ever so close since we first met, and it's always nice to spend time relaxing with your friends. I'll thank you to not put words in my mouth. We've only known each other for about half a month. But that's plenty of time to develop a deep and abiding affection that will stand the test of time. Besides, we've been fortunate enough to end up on this airship together, so why not take the chance to get a little closer? I think we were destined to be wonderful friends from the moment we washed Reen's back together in Ymir. I did no such thing. Wow, she's even got Celine on the ropes. Princess Alpha, the real natural at this. How is that a character notebook thing? Like... Okay, Alphin's friend. If they don't reciprocate the feeling, are they a friend? A legitimate question. Like, if they don't think of you as a friend, you're not really friends, right? I guess I have to do more Blade. Celdic might be free of the Alliance's control, but that doesn't mean it's safe. With the 4th Division using the Twin Dragons Bridge as a base, it very well might become a war zone before long. I know we already have a lot to keep track of, but we should try to keep an eye on it if we can. I've got to say, seeing Instructor Thomas pop out like that really threw me for a loop. I'm amazed he managed to last as long without getting himself in way over his head. Relieved, sure, but still amazed. I know sometimes it might seem like I hate the guy, but I don't, really. I just find him hard to deal with. Times like these, I wish Neidhart were here so I could leave him in the hot seat while I made my escape. I mean, the odds of him not being a villain are... Why? Why are they here? You only snowboard in Ymir. Why would you take them away from Ymir? What is the logic? I don't know. Random recommendations of Machias, Fee, and Gaius for reasons.
I'm not gonna hold back.
The choices here don't really matter much to me, so...
Well then, go ahead and draw. We're even. All right. I'm going first.
What does force do? Double. Okay.
Force.
What would happen if I bolted? Presumably it wouldn't reduce the force, right?
Ah, crap. Mirror. Mirror.
And this is nothing? I really do think it's a very trash game.
Now you've done it.
Like, it's such a bad card game. I don't know how to play optimally. I don't know if there's anything else I could have done there.
Let the battle begin.
So I'm not even going to try for the rest of the remaining 4.
Draw here. You're first, I guess. Guess we'd better draw. You're
Come on.
first, I guess. Force. Looks like I win.
Perfect. And then Gaius, because there's apparently... You get a character note from their last bonding event. And that's a character note, so character notes are worth collecting.
Shall we begin?
Come on.
Go ahead and draw.
Free speed lose.
I'll go first then.
Darn. I didn't get to auto lose there. What a shame. Actually, what I should be doing is playing them this way.
I'll use a bolt. Winds, aid me.
Come on, move on.
Time to pull out a force.
Perfect. Okay, that's gonna be Emma.
Promise you'll go easy
And
on me?
one more character. I probably could skip
Shall
this.
we draw? I'm going first then.
Oh, I was about to say perfect loss, but give me perfect.
Well, how about
Okay, one more. Who do I dislike the least? Sarah's fine. Don't care about Yusuf. I guess we'll go with Elliot or Laura. Let's go with Elliot.
Go easy on me, okay? Okay, let's draw. Being tied means, well, looks like I'm up first.
Darn. Perfect. It's actually much more fun to try to lose quickly. Because actually trying to win is just frustrating. Because it doesn't feel like you have any real control. I could be playing it wrong again. But trying to get as quick of a loss is kind of fun. Though it's basically just play high cards if you have a 1 and save the 1 till they play something that's 2 above. So it's not really very complicated. Anyway, it's so wonderful to be on board. As if the ship itself wasn't fascinating enough, you've got a divine knight, a witch, and even a talking cat on board. I need to say hello to the famous Mr. Valimar soon, too. After all, I've heard so much about him. I don't think there are many people in the world as carefree as Instructor Thomas. I'm helping Instructor Thomas sort through all of the research materials he brought with him. Which means I'll probably be here for a very, very long time. How he managed to gather all this while the nation is at war is beyond me. And I thought previously when we were last here, they said it was full to the brim and so it was hard to take stuff out. Guess it's not full. Let me talk. Ever since you brought me aboard, I've been trying to figure out what to do to play my part. So I started thinking about what I was good at, and it hit me. Lunchboxes. Super nice lunchboxes could really lift people's spirits. So I'm trying to improve my skills and make the best lunchboxes I possibly can. That's an interesting idea. I could see it working for you, Monica. I'm sure everyone will love sampling whatever you come up with. Heck, I'm getting hungry already. Can't wait. Glad to hear. Because I need your help. Would you mind bringing me some really superb dishes for reference? Superb? Superb how? Superb from a gameplay perspective, because that's the title of a dish type. Basically, use the recipes, cook all the superb dishes at the end of the game. The liberation of Celdic is a tremendous step forward in our journey to ease the suffering of the people of Erebonia. Though I must say, it was nostalgic to be back there again. It makes me want to refresh myself on the fundamentals of my training, which, come to think of it, might prove valuable. That's a lot of bread. It's a bit too much bread. And too much wine? Like, it could be cooking wine, but if it's cooking wine, why would you put it out here? And if you have all this wine, why were you complaining about your teacher bringing barrels of beer? Weird. Those are superb dishes, probably. You'll be happy to know that I managed to replenish our ingredient stores during our stopover in Celdic. Plenty of it will keep, too. We shouldn't be wanting for food for quite a while. With any luck, that's one less distraction for you as you do what you do. It's a lot of yous. One less distraction for you as you do what you do. I'm almost done, and it's almost time to go to Ymir. And probably snowboard? Mint. George and I have been doing some work on the Courageous' engines. They're the most important parts of an airship, so they've got to be kept in absolutely perfect shape. That's right. Which is why I'm hoping you don't drop another wrench right between the two most delicate parts. Sheesh. That almost gave me a heart attack. But other than that, though, you did a great job. Yeah, sorry about that. She should put like a string around her wrist tied to the wrench so she can't lose it. Poor George. Anything to buy? I already bought Murakumo. Yellow coloring and sidecar unit. Basically, modifications for bike and Courageous. Oh, no, just Courageous? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Not gonna buy it. Orbments are still gonna be the same because that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, these are still the same. Cast 2 can be bought directly here. It would absolutely be worth considering buying both of these. And actually will. Those will both be useful on character. Oh, actually, I should do this while I'm here. Remove that. Just clear this stuff. I haven't been leveling the angel quartz much. I've been kind of leaving it on the side for a while. Okay. Megalith. I probably shouldn't be using Megalith because it's kind of useless at this stage of the game. The eventual regen might be useful, but it's not going to be as good as it was in the previous game, and the experience multiplier is kind of pointless, but I just kind of want the eventual upgrade that might exist. Oh, I guess one of the two of them will get Tauros, and the other will get Falco? I'm not sure. So Pandora's good eventually, but I don't think I would want it now, so I don't really need it. Juggler's good. Juggler might be pretty good on her, because she has a lot of AoE hits, but no double hits yet that I'm aware of. This is kind of bad, I think. Though the evade magic attack's probably pretty good later. Angel again is good. Murakumo. Do I give Murakumo... Who do I either give it to her? Basically, it's going to be Murakumo on one of them. And Taurus on the other. What are their... Yeah, she has a lot of... I mean, extra large area attack versus at best like lines and a circle. Yeah, unless... Yeah, Brilliant Spin doesn't hit twice, so... I guess I'll give... For now... She will get Murakumo, and she will get Tauros. Which, I mean, there's probably better stuff than Tauros, but... EP recovers is not good on her, but... Oh, casts are so... Oh, that's so interesting. Cast is better on Elliot because you can have cast 2 and cast 1, I assume you can have both. Whereas she only has one line, which gives her more EP, but she can only have one cast gem. I like that as a balancing factor. That's a lot of fun. Do I want Silver Bell? It's 25 arts. It's probably better. I don't really need Yggdrasil. It's pretty good, but I don't need it. It's a difficult choice. I mean, he doesn't need Ariel. Let's give him the cast ones that I bought. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll give him the cast ones. I need to give Impassion though. And that will replace Grand Press. Okay. Everyone there. There's a few people here. Oh yeah, this is the... She can make orbs for some reason. Why she can make orbs, I don't understand it. But she can. So there's one person here, Gaius. Nothing quite like the sight of a divine knight. Sorry, I don't really care. Rude to the story, but it's not important. Blade 2. Yeah, so that's everything important here. So it is time to go down to Ymir. I like the map. The map looks very nice. Yeah. You don't need to highlight each and every single one.
Where do you want to go?
So, up to Ymir.
Leave it to me.
There's some sort of request on East Celdic Highway that will require Eustace in the party. I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to talk to everybody here because there's too many places I'm gonna have to explore. Keep standing there staring at the footbath. Yeah, basically nothing. And this is they want to get closer and warm up because they still think it's a trap. I'm gonna skim stuff like that starting now. When it's predictable and not particularly interesting. Oh, apparently the snowboarding minigame has something to do with the quest. I will do the actual course though. Whoop. The controls are so awkward. So I don't feel bad about hitting that post. Also, the jumps are too vertical. They don't maintain nearly enough forward momentum. I still made it though.
I did it!
Do I get something actually useful? Green emblem. Huh. I didn't need to exchange for a green emblem to then exchange for a evergreen. Oh well. I can get a second evergreen and then give somebody 30% evasion probably. I've heard some truly terrible stories about what's happening out there. But more terrifying still is that there may be more tragedies occurring that we are unaware of. Even before this trouble began, people in this country were losing their homes as a result of Chancellor Osborne's policies. As a resident of the rural village, I know all too well how it feels to be regarded as unimportant by the city folk. Perhaps in a sense, this war has been going on for far longer than most say it has. Show, don't tell. Show the people that are being displaced by his policies. That would make it more of a... That would allow for more back and forth in the debate of he's a bad guy. You know he's a bad guy because he attacks liberal and all this other stuff. But within the Cold Steel arc, they have never shown him doing terrible stuff. It would... Those random old people talking would feel less incongruous if they showed any of it. So Elise is with His Majesty somewhere? At least that means she's probably unharmed. What a relief. I'm sure you'll be able to bring her home in no time if that's the case, especially if you're with Princess Alphen. So it's... Yes, the Jurai special zone is bad. They explained it via exposition. If we visited it as a part of a field study, instead of it being in the background like they did, if we actually visited it, saw how it impacted the people directly, it would have more impact than it just being relegated to a summary provided by someone who is clearly biased. He might not be incorrect in his bias, but it still biases. Like getting the information about the Jurai zone from Crow means that any information we got is coming from a biased point of view. Getting it from actually visiting there would be interesting. It wouldn't just be, oh, Crow said this stuff. Technically, we could be doubtful of everything he said because we should be. A butler came from... Okay, this is the same stuff for sure. It's more or less the same conversation. They're talking about the Alliance airship. It's definitely not worth talking to any of the normal people, I think. Okay, yeah, these people are just... They have nothing new to say. I've decided. They changed what they were saying a little. But I'm not going to talk to any of the generic characters anymore. because most of them seem to be saying the same stuff. I do need to buy something at the Plover shop, though. They sell... this might be the wrong shop, actually. Yeah, I need the other shop. Sorry. I'm not talking to these people anymore because they have nothing worth saying. I think I already have... Do I have a puppy watch? I might not. Let's make sure I do. Check for other sets. I'm here for this one, Fondue. And I have to read it. So how many recipes do I have? I have a lot. I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of 22. Which to me suggests we should be about 2/3 of the way through the game. Because we're 2/3 of the way through the recipes. Anyway, no more talking to normal people because it's a waste of time, it seems. Because most of them are just repeating the same stuff they already said, so. If it turns out there's a fun little side story, that's the game being bad. Not making it clear that it's actually worth talking to people again. Hello there, Mr. Baggins. Ah, Master Reen. Can I presume you've come regarding my request? That's right, yes. We'd like to know more about it, if you don't mind sharing. You said something super strange has been happening here lately, right? Indeed. A number of curious things have been occurring every night of late. Sometimes we get reports of people hearing strange sounds of unknown origin. Could you imagine strange sounds of known origin? And other times, it's moving shadows illuminated along the walls. We even have a report of someone seeing a white shadow flying off into the sky. That certainly does sound strange. Oh, wait. This isn't going to lead to the G word, is it? Heh. I'd nearly forgotten that you were afraid of ghosts. I'm not scared of them. I'm just really not a big fan, that's all. I fail to see the difference. Haha, I can hardly blame you, little miss. Getting back to the topic at hand, do you have any idea what the cause of all these things could be? I'm afraid not. We're not even sure where to start looking for clues, in fact. I see. Well, if all these things are happening at night, then the best place to start would be here at night, right? Ooh, are we going to sleep over? I expected that you would say that. As such, all of the preparations for your stay have been made in advance. I do apologize for troubling you with this when you have other pressing concerns, but would you be willing to assist us? Help investigate. We'd be happy to help. Really? That's wonderful news. Thank you ever so much. Should we call the others then? Yeah, we can hear more about what's been happening once we're all here. Or you could save this poor old man's time while they're coming. He explains it, and then you can re-explain it. Because he probably has work to do. Paid out for no reason. Well, this is everyone. You said that something strange happened last night as well, didn't you, Mr. Baggins? That's correct. Purple might be the best person to explain what really happened in detail, however. Sorry, this game is really bad. Like, the maid on the right is like in a frozen walking pose. Not even in like a standing still pose. It's very goofy. Well, sure, I can help. It was around 11 at night, I believe. Having finished work for the day, I decided to use the outdoor bath to relax. All of a sudden, I got the feeling I was being watched. But when I looked in the direction the stairs seemed to be coming from, no one was there. Yeah, the maid on the right is blinking, but they're frozen, and that makes it very eerie. Yet looking at the ground, I could see freshly left footsteps on the snow. I kept staring at them, puzzled as to how they got there. Just as suddenly as before, I saw more footsteps appearing, one after another, even though there was nothing there. Which was when you ran out of the bath stark naked and screaming, and got found by me. Maple, you promised you'd keep that part a secret. I mean, Elliot, the real thing to do here is ignore it. I can see why you'd want to forget that, and you can see why the real response here isn't saying I can see why you'd want to forget that, but instead saying, okay, so what do you think happened? Just ignore it. You're suggesting those footsteps were just appearing on their own? How is that even possible? There's magic in this world, and you're like, how is it possible? To be fair, this area does have a lot more spiritual energy in the air than most. That means it could be the work of ghosts. Stop. Millions' reactions are always funny. I believe that the word you're looking for is annoying. She certainly knows how to liven up the proceedings. They do kind of make it hard to enjoy a good old-fashioned ghost story, though. Well, whatever. I think it's clear what we need to do. Right. All of us will need to take turns guarding the outdoor bath tonight and see what happens. All of them will need to take turns. All, like, 10 of them. Instead of only, like, 4 or 5. No, they're going in a group of 5. So they're not... whatever. Sorry, I'm going to skim this because I don't really care about this flare. That doesn't matter. You can't beat an outdoor bath. Have to agree with you. Aren't we supposed to be carrying out an investigation? Don't think there's any harm in taking it easy. Indeed. Our investigation requires us to be in here. Nothing out of the ordinary so far. It was a nightly thing. They will come if we wait long enough. Maybe our ghost just doesn't have any interest in men. Or maybe you haven't been here long enough. Wow. Hey, you can't hog the bath all night, guys. Milliam. What the devil are you doing? You're so cute when you get flustered, Yusuf. And what is that supposed to mean? Come on, Milliam. I don't know if it's appropriate for a lady to be coming in right now. It wouldn't need to be inappropriate if you guys got out on time. Oh yeah, our shift's over, isn't it? I was so comfortable in here that it slipped my mind. Haha, okay, you win. Sorry about that. We'll get out right away. None of this was worth the time it took to play through. Wow. Can't believe them. Ha. I can hardly blame them for not wanting to get out. They also don't have watches, presumably, because they've never shown watches in the series. Still, blah, 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 no one cares. And then here's the sheep. Who's there? I think they actually did do this already. Look over there. I think in Trails in the Sky 1 or 2, it had creepy sheep, I think is what they're called, that did this exact same thing in basically this exact same setup. Except I think it was maybe just 2 people. I can't remember the specifics, but it's more or less the same story. Except somehow less of a weird emphasis on teenagers. A sheep monster? Could that be the ghost we've been looking for? Eek. Milliam totally can't summon Aragetlum right now, right? It looks like it wasn't alone. Is everyone okay? So it really is a monster. Leave this to us and... Reen, I really don't think that was a good idea. Yeah, I think you've been a bit hasty this time. Wow. Yeah, like... Ready your blade, you're in for it now. They're going to attack him, despite the fact... This is just such a waste of time. His punishment can wait for later, for prioritizing the actual mission that they were there for. Pretty sure they fled this way. It'd be faster to pursue them by snowboard over foot. I'll go on ahead. The rest of you can follow after me. Me and Lammy will come too. They did actually set this up pretty well, because she'd previously gone down the snowboarding slope with Reen. That's pretty good. We can bash up some of those monsters easy peasy. With a bonding event is when she did it. In that case, the rest of us should split up. A few of us can follow you, and the rest of us can stay here in case any monsters pass you by. Sounds good to me. Okay, no time to waste. Let's figure out who's doing what. Organized party. Wow, so easy. I think that should do it. They don't look like they'll be too much trouble, but they're still monsters at the end of the day. Don't try and fight them on your own, Reen, okay? Understood. Does it make sense that he would wait for them all to dry off and get dressed? Does it? Shouldn't it just be the guys chasing them right now? And then one of them slips past and the women show up behind? Like, it's just kind of dumb. Oi, oi, oi. Wow, they totally would block off one of the directions. Yes, because it would totally be able to run faster than the snowboard. Totally logical. Wow, nice going, Reen. You caught them both. This will be a piece of cake now. It should be, but don't let your guard down until we're finished. This was a bad quest. You're not going anywhere. You two are in trouble now. We can't have monsters think they can just waltz into the village to cause mischief without consequence. Except that you're just going to murder them? Which is fine, but... Are you alright, Reen? Good. See, you didn't try taking them on without us, except it would be so easy. It's two sheep. Yes, there's going to be another monster that's going to show up, I think, but... Are those two the monsters we're after? Haha, nice timing, everyone. Somehow they caught up, despite not snowboarding. Whoa. Oh god, that's ugly. Oh, that looks so bad. What's that thing? That must be their leader. Let's do this, guys. Right. It's only half of class 7, so it's not actually class 7, but whatever. Drop kick. That's pretty fun. Wait, what? Oh, I'm forced to use Millium. I hate Millium. Do I just do this? That'd be funny. So the snow sheep are here. The boss cannot be delayed. The sheep have reduced a delay. Actually, I think I'd switch this to her and overdrive.
Here goes! Overdrive!
It will clear the freeze, and I'll be able to be boring. Except, I don't want to kill the snow sheep. So I will be very... It's super inefficient for sure.
Onward.
This shouldn't do 108,000 damage.
Behold the might of the Arcade School.
21,900. Pretty good.
Let's move.
Sure, whatever.
It's my turn.
You will use an art. And by that I mean you'll actually use a craft to scan it.
Analyzing the enemy's vital. Here I go.
Then you will check here, be like, okay, whatever, no one cares.
Here up.
I'll show you how it's done.
I probably need to heal Reen because he's about to die.
Now's our chance.
Rocket punch. Why would a rocket punch cause freezing? I hate this boss. Anything that instantly resorts to status debuffs as its primary method of fighting you, it's never fun combat. I can't use any good crafts, though.
My turn.
Why'd he get a turn and then it uses his turn that should have been next, and that it breaks the turn order, huh? Ah, but it did burn through the freezes, which is good.
Now's our
Dead.
I wasn't
Not an
strong
issue.
enough. Here I go.
You will blast them.
My turn.
You will
I
swap.
leave this to you.
I'll try at least.
I mean, I have no reason to hit the person that's dead. Oh goodness, 10,000 damage in one hit. What a classic. I guess what I should do is this.
Here I go.
Hope that it appropriately baits them away,
Here I go.
and just sort of go for it.
Now.
Perfect.
Here I go. Arcus activate.
Bad luck.
I'm sorry, everyone.
And now she's going to be frozen and do nothing, so I lose.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
everyone.
Classic fight design,
Here
where
I go.
it's all about the stupid application of debuffs. Such a fun enemy type in this series. It's the worst. Like, oh, we gotta give an entire fight that you have no reason to assume you're gonna need freeze resistance and stun resistance to be able to have any chance. Like, oh, we're gonna have this fight after another minigame you have to do, so you can't actually save. It's just dumb.
You have my thanks. Leave this to me.
It's such a... Oh, because despite the fact that it's a retry of a fight that I just did, you have to relink your characters for some reason. It's just... There's so many specific things about these games that are so poorly executed. And it would be so much better if it wasn't poorly executed. I should actually save that. It's better to use the
Leave this to me.
mech, I believe. It's more effective to mechify.
They're off guard. Predictable.
My turn.
And then I turn into a mech. I do have the art, the heal art though, that I should use. Because if I use the heal art on Laura, the game will be over.
Arcus activate. Righto.
Okay, one, you need to link because they don't default the link for some reason.
It's done. Now,
No, you don't.
Not enough
My
because
turn.
frozen. Oh, I just need to do this. What is freezing? Warmer. Okay. Next is Reen.
Thanks. Here I go.
I should have done the heal on Laura that I forgot. I was trying to remember what I was trying to do on Laura's turn.
Now's our chance. Let's.
It's boring, but like debuff
what a waste of our
spam
time.
enemies are not interesting. Like, oh, you have immunity to these debuffs, the fight's trivial. Oh, you don't have immunity to these debuffs, this fight's really annoying.
Great!
I'm so glad.
It's just a flaw.
I'm awesome.
Ooh, Buster Arm 2. Okay. I don't know what it did before. Maybe it does more damage now. It would be cool if it showed the change. Let that be a lesson to you. Go home and don't come back to Ymir again. Or, like every other monster you fought until now, you could kill them. It's not like you cared about killing monsters before this one. Why would you not kill this one? Next time, we'll show no mercy. Show no mercy this time. Like, be consistent. Phew, off they go. That's the end of that, I suppose. After a punishment that severe, I can't see them returning to the village anytime soon. Anyway, good work, guys. Wow, what a fun quest. Blech. One of the most bleh quests of the game. Culprits were monsters. I can't believe we didn't notice that on our own. I know. I wouldn't have been anywhere near as frightened if I'd known it was only a few monsters roaming about. They had camouflaged themselves in the snow, so I don't blame you for not noticing them. Yep, it was nighttime too. Still, is this the first time creepy sheep like those have caused trouble here? Well, they do make their way into the village from time to time. But appearing night after night like that, pretty sure that's the first. As far as I can recall, it is. Cryptids appearing, monsters behaving strangely. Just what is happening in this country? That's a very good question. Though not one we can answer at the moment. There's still too much we don't know. Yeah, that's true. Well, at least we solved the mystery. And at least now we need to beat him up. Wow, what an anime moment. Wahaha, good writing. I'm not even going to read it. It's not worth reading. Like, it's predictable garbage. Like, I think Trails in the Sky had less of that style of cliche garbage. Because it had fewer characters in those sorts of settings. Because there were fewer characters. I mean, there were characters who had that type of stuff happen to them. In general, but it's just kind of bleh. So I guess next time I will be going to East Celdic Highway 1 to collect a student. And there's like 1, 2, 4 or 5 students to go collect next. That are not quests that have been shown, but those are the ones that I will do first. So, before that, it's time to go back up to the Courageous. That was boring. That quest was not a good quest. It didn't meaningfully add anything to the story. It spent too long focusing on, oh, they're in a hot spring. Ooh hoo hoo. Like, none of that added anything. They could have had it be, first group was in there, they spotted the sheep, they chased the sheep, they beat the sheep, done. Instead, first group, then second group, then first group comes back in, then they fight the sheep, then they complain. It's just not interesting. Anyway, that's the end for today. Next time will hopefully be more interesting because it looks like there's a bunch of students and a cryptid to fight, though the cryptid is another bad status enemy, which could be fun, but I doubt it. But yeah, that'll be next time. Hopefully I get to the cryptid, because there's 4 students between where I am now and the cryptid based on like following an order. But yeah, that'll be next time. Have a nice day. Bye bye.